Okay. So in the last class, we have seen about the literature review. What do you mean by literature review? Can anyone tell me? So after having the lecture of the literature review last class, what activity you have done on searching your literature or refining your literature? You may say it as. Anyone? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can anyone tell
Yes,
me
sir.
what activity you have done in refining your, like you understood what do you mean by a literature review and how to what actually you need to do in the literature in the last class, right? So have you gone through your own topic, everyone? No one? First thing we have seen in the last class is that again we can revise it if anyone would have missed. So in a fast we can say uh, first thing is literature survey. Whatever the thing, first point you need to consider is it is not googling the things, right? If you google, there will be limited sources which are available. Normally google, the results of the google shows you which has been visited lot much, and also there are some parameters as well, which can be set by the publishers and other things. So and majorly most of the literature available are not open sources, so it's not so google will not be able to show that. So it is not googling the things, you may in general terms you may say it as. So we have seen why the literature survey sources, those things we will be seeing. Majorly we have seen why to do a literature survey, right? What are the approaches you have used, what are the gaps, what differences are you making in the your topic to your society. Like if I am working with the manufacturing sector, what in the manufacturing sector, what I am making the difference, right? What is the benefit of my research to the manufacturing society? So right, also placing in the current context, right? Avoiding duplication, classification of the controversial, all the results need to be classified clearly, so such that the clarification of all the controversial results will be given, can be formed. And also the state of art, extend and build on the work of others, right? Is nothing but the, it's like identifying the gap, and building on that is also important. And we have seen what is a literature review, and why do we do the literature, and what is a literature review and what is not a literature review. Right. Today we will be seeing what is the major aim of a literature review, what are the different gaps you need to go with some examples as well. So whenever I explain something and ask you, try to interact, try to relate the context of the literature review with your own topic. Till you relate it with your own topic, it is difficult to understand, right? And difficult to explain as well to me. So if you give the examples, it will be like in that context we can explain it easily. I will be having, according to my knowledge and my research experience, I am having few experiences which I may share as an example. Right. What is the major aim of the literature review? So literature review is nothing but to provide an organized overview of the existing research on the specific topic. Right. But before that, what do you mean by the present literature? Right, present literature or existing research is nothing, not necessary. Everyone, every guide and every whoever tells you, they tell you to search major 5 years or 10 years of the research. but keeping in the mind that you are having the knowledge of that area, they say it in this context. But basic knowledge is also a research. Like Taylor's, if I example, if I take when we work in the machining, there is a Taylor's tool life equation. In the tool life equation, it is the basic thing, right? So if I tell my student to work on the milling, so I assume that you know the Taylor's equation and those handbook and the properties which are being followed from the long time, and based on that I tell you to search the 5 years of book, 5 years the paper. So major of the last year and that to last year, see, I found that the review of the papers, they write the context, what they have done and what it can be done, right? What differently, or how differently the work can be done, or how the sorry how the different gaps can be filled, but they don't tell it uh, with respect to the knowledge, right? Knowledge is nothing but the previous knowledge of that industry is one of the major thing that we will be seeing in the different types of gap, right? To take also to take literature review, the aim of the literature review is to take the critical and uh, critical comments of anything, and as well as go on building uh, justification for that your critical thing. Whatever, if you criticize someone, like in a simple example, there are two persons working in the same office, so it's a common tendency to criticize the other. But what is the matter, like why you are if you are criticizing him in the general context also, like he is not doing that work, or he is not doing that properly, so how the justification will be, how he should do such that the work should be done properly. So in that context, the literature review also, if you criticize some work, so the justification of that need to be given, right? To summarize and synthesize the arguments of the other author, right? To uncover the similarities, like what similarities it is having, or differences, consistencies and inconsistencies with the existing research is also important. To identify the gap within the body or research, what research, whatever the hypothesis he has considered, based on that what research he has done, what are the gaps you are finding in that, right? To help to you to generate the justify your research, right? So major thing, to be original, you need to find the gap of any research, right? What do you mean by a gap? Gap is nothing but it's a limited contribution to the knowledge, right? He has contributed to that work, but it is limited, so you can further take ahead of that work, right? So gap is nothing but it's if you find the gap, then your work will be original, right? So value of the research lies in its contribution to the knowledge. You should strike clearly on the previous research conflicting or lacking in some way, then this gap can be found out with a clear understanding. So for finding out the gap, the basic thing is having the knowledge, right? So there are different types of gaps we will be seeing further, right? Before finding out the gap, you should ask yourself why the gap identified by you. You would have read some paper, you would have identified a gap. Whether the gap identified by you is very important, is it making any difference, right? If yes, how is it making the difference? How important the gap you have identified is making the difference, in what context it is making the difference, what assumptions he has taken, like solving any equation in mathematics, there are some assumptions need to be considered. So you might be increasing the whether you are leaving out the other context of the research, every circle, like it's a circle, right, round. So you need to find out all the 360-degree in you need to find think over the 360-degree, then only the gap of that particular topic can be identified, right? Why the worth of the is it very worthful, whatever the gap you have find out? what benefit you are getting, right? So you need to make a argument with the different what the research. So we will be seeing what type of argument you need to make with when you study with the paper as well. Now coming to the gap, there are majorly 5 gaps. Right. Yesterday I was discussing with one of my here staff member who is doing research, um, who is doing research in accreditation. Right. Everyone is from the technical institute, so yeah, everyone might be knowing what do you mean by. So what do you mean by accreditation is one of the important, right? So knowledge, if you don't know what do you mean by accreditation, what are the different types of accreditation, what do you mean by what are the differences in different accreditation, so then only then you can't find out any novelty in that, right? So knowledge is important for any type of any type of research. So knowledge based research is nothing but the historical thing what is being followed till now. What are the different standard handbooks you may see, ASTM standards are there, ISO standards are there. What are those standards? Why are being formed by that? What context they have thought while reading that as well. Knowing the knowledge is also not important. Having the knowledge what is been done is also not sufficient, right? Why they have done in that way, finding out, as I have given the example of a Taylor's equation. So Taylor's equation is having a constant c, t v, it's a simple term, t v power n is equal to c, right? What do you mean by n and c? Right, what happens if you increase or decrease the c, or the constant? So how to find out the c? Every parameter you need to find out. So for having a knowledge also is very important from the scratch. So when it was been identified, in the recent one of the RSC proposal, right? I was attending a RSC proposal, our student only from here. He was doing a EDM machining. There is a EDM machine in mechanical engineer, whoever don't know. So it's a type of machining which is been done using the spark, right? We generate the electrical spark and by which the machining takes place. So he was explaining, the panel members basically first question was, who is the founder of EDM? Right. If you don't know the founder of the EDM, or if you are working in EDM, you should know who is the founder, when it was founded, and what were the parameters taken at that time, how it was being developed further. Right. The founder might be, has found something, but after that, the present state, how it has reached the present state, based on adding on to that, is also important. So his first question was, who is the founder of the EDM? And the candidate was unable to answer. So that should not be the case. So knowledge based research is one of the very basic thing from which you need to start. So you need to find out what gaps you are having based on the knowledge as well, right? So next, coming to the relation based. So there are 2 to 3 technologies in a EDM if you are using, or in machining, like turning is there, machining is, milling is there, right? There are 2 to 3 technologies if they are there, like algorithms are there, like in a CS, if I take the for any detection of any anomaly, so there will be a machine learning as well as a deep learning, right? In deep learning also there are different types of algorithm, like it might be autoencoder, LSTM, and different types of relations, different types of algorithms in there. So you need to find out the relation between all the algorithm and find out the gap of that based on the relation as well. So why, when you are going on comparing with the one-to-one technologies, you will be finding the gap as well. So these types of gaps are normally being called as a relation based gap, right? You need to try to, because there will be a some or the other relation, like many have a misconception, like AI and ML, or is a computer science oriented, but it's not, right? We are doing mathematics using a computer, right? Statistical technique, whatever you have learned just now in the previous class, is the AI and ML is the advancement of that statistical thing, right? So you can do it either manually, and when you go to using the computer, when you are solving the, then it goes to the AI and ML. By coding, it's easier to solve the larger number of problems. So you need to find out the relation between what is a statistical technique, right? After that, machine learning has been into a picture. Now deep learning, they are saying. So what is the relation between all the three? So you need to have a clear identification of that, and based on that, again you go on narrow downing your idea, right? Now next, coming to the theory based research. First is the knowledge based. As you know, what traditionally it is going on and all, right? Relation based, as well as coming to the theory based. So everywhere mathematics is one of the important parameter in all the research, right? Like if you are going with for a EDM machining also, there is a mathematical relation, or for that, right? So those things are also been important parameters while testing. Directly don't jump to the application kind of thing. Many of you directly jump to the application and then they choose it. But theory based approach is also one of the important parameter. Like if you are modifying in the theoretical oriented, so what might be the effect? So those aspects need to also be considered. Like normally in AIML you do this type of thing. So you need to find out if some research has been done. So what theoretical background, or theoretical is nothing but what mathematical background he has used. What are the different laws which are being, like if I am there are if I am working on a heat transfer, there are different laws, right? So if I am working with a fluid thing, there are different laws in fluid. So those theory relation is also important. So when you go with the knowledge relation and theory, then only you can find out the major gaps, right? Fourth and fifth is nothing but the those gaps which you are will be finding out using your research papers, right? First three, if you are confident, then fourth and fifth you need to jump with. So having a knowledge gap relation, you are building a relation between the gap, and checking out with the theoretical aspect as well, then going with the methodology. What methodology it was being used by different researchers in the different papers, right? And what are the different analytical investigations been analytical approaches been followed, what type of investigation, whether it was a qualitative approach or a quantitative approach. So these type of things. So majorly when you go with your research, finding out your or finalizing your topic, you need to consider all these 5 points. Now start with your, whenever you it's a starting of your work now, so you need to start with your initial thing. So initial thing is nothing but knowledge based one, right? First you find out the try to grab the knowledge. For similar thing, we have given you a elective subject, right, in our coursework. So that is related to your topic. So you should have the knowledge in that, then only you can further proceed, right? It's coming to how to argue with a paper. Many sources are available. This was taken from one of the source which is mentioned. You can start also. When you right, when you start with the paper, first try to read the abstract and the conclusion of the paper. Abstract tells you what actually the thing is being given, right? What is being done in the paper, and conclusion tells you what are the results of that. So by reading the abstract and conclusion, you will be having a understanding, right? Without reading the abstract and conclusion, don't read the other parts, right? First you need to go with the conclusion or the abstract they implied, and then if it is yes, though, what are the major contribution being done by the researcher. Then if it is no, so then it goes on, the question yes and no goes on, right? Is the research based on an experiment, right? If the research is based on the experiment, what type of techniques they have used, whether trials, whatever they have conducted, whether it is or it is a statistical based trials, or it is a random or one variable at a time. There are many different types of experimental things as well, right? So one variable at a time they have considered, right? If it is they have done it nationally or locally. If it is locally, the research validity, what is the validity of the research, right? What environments they have done the research, like for doing any experiment also environmental considerations need to be taken, where it should be the temperature of the room need to be maintained, right? Those things, if it is done rationally, is the results provided having a positive effect or a negative effect, those things, right? So when here we are, if it is a negative, what are the previous topics, previous research on this topic, right? Does it generally going to imply, if it is any previous paper is there, like 2010 paper you have said, find out any results, then what was the in 2009, whether someone worked on the same related topic? If yes, what are the results of them, whether it was better than this or lower than this, right? If there were no research, then what was the is there what conclusion find out out of it? You need to argue in this way, right? Here we were there, like see, is the research based on an experiment? If it is yes, we have seen the points. If it is no, was it a natural based experiment, right? It is a nature based. If then if it is that, then it should be a true experimental evidence is still needed or not. That is also one of the thing, right? If it is no, what is a regression, what is a hypothesis they have considered? Was it based on a regression with control parameters, whether no? So these are many things, right? It is related to one, the regression word has occurred, but it depends based on the type of research. So you need to start with yes and no regarding any paper. Then only you will be able to identify the critical analysis can be carried out, and based on the critical analysis, the justification can be given out, right? Or else just reading the paper for namesake is of no use. So these are the major things. If you are having any doubts, you can ask. Anyone? Hello? Anyone? Aarti, Prajakta, Ajit, Dinesh, Shilpa? Any doubts? Have you understood what context I was telling with? What type of approach? Now, please share your experiences based on this. What type of approach you have approached before, and what would be the difference after this lecture? This is the major thing, right? Gap, finding out the gap is one of the major parameter in your research. Based on the research gap, your 3 years of work will be carried out based on the gap what you are finding out, right? Yeah, Ashwin. Yes, Ashwin. You are
So,
not,
sir,
Ashwin,
yeah.
you are not audible clearly.
I'm not audible.
Yeah. Yes, Ajit, you can tell till that time.
So I was asking just, sir, if very few research papers are available, then comparison. So how to deal with that? We have already got so many insights about where the area where very less number of research papers are there. So in that case, we should, what should be the strategy to proceed ahead for comparison for less work in a
See,
particular
there
area?
won't be any area, I think, where less papers are available. So, related papers, like if you are doing, if I take an example of a predictive maintenance, right, using artificial intelligence. Predictive maintenance using artificial, if you are searching, you will be getting few number of papers, right? Previously, predictive maintenance would have been done, right? The remaining useful life of any object would have been found out using different techniques, like it might be a statistical technique, it might be a experimental techniques, right? It might be a theoretical based equation based techniques. So using artificial you might not find, but using different techniques you may find. So you can find with those papers, I think, Ajit. Have you got the point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So nothing is been, the problems are same in today's world, but the approach of solving the problem is being changed in today's world. So it is a that you need to find it out. So what were the approaches by which they were using? Right. If you say predictive maintenance with artificial intelligence, it might be now it is a trending word, right? So there might be, before that there was a preventive maintenance. What are the approaches of that preventive maintenance? So for this, the knowledge as well as the relation knowledge is important, of that what previously work has been carried out, what is the history of that area, what is the based on the history, and based on that you can find the relationship, right? So if I am predictive is nowadays trending, but predictive was been started long time before by using the statistical techniques, but it was not been possible, not so been there might be a failure, so there is a drop in that topic, the results were not so so no one would have approached further. But there are by the same problem we are now solving with different techniques, that's all. So try to have a look over that, so you will get different papers. Yes, Ashwin.
Sir, I am audible now.
Yeah, but it's slow, you can tell. Okay.
Yes. So my question is like, yes, as you referring like how to search the paper. So like when I go most of the paper, what I find like there are some paper they mention about the limitation of the paper as well as the some scope of future work also. Okay, but some papers are there like they specifically like mention what they did in that particular paper, but they are not mentioning limitations as well as the future scope of work. So in that case, how to find the particular limitation or the like gaps?
See, they would have mentioned, Ashwin, I got your point. They would have mentioned what actually they have done, right? If you are having a knowledge of the previous work, so what they have done, you can find the scope. The finding out the scope is nothing but finding out the gap, right? The gap in that paper is a scope for your further studies, is a further scope for that research, right?
Yes.
So finding out the gap, whatever the methodology they have used to deal with that methodology, to comment on that methodology, you should have the knowledge of the previous thing. Like what methodologies are normally being used, what are the advantages of different methodologies. If you are having that knowledge, then you can find the gap easily. Major thing of explaining the dividing the gaps into 5 different was to explain that first you should have the knowledge of area you are working.
So mostly
Have you
like
got?
it's, yeah, I got the point. So maybe it's like whenever someone publishing the paper, so they don't have to put the like clear
Scope.
gap or limitation.
Yeah.
It's not like
Say no one, say if I am publishing a paper, I never put that this was my drawback. I refer that previously this work was done and they have not done the work in this context, and I have tried the in the other, and I have found a better results, right? Then only your paper will get published. If you say these are the gaps in my own work, the paper will won't be published, right?
okay, yes.
Yeah, that it's your work. So for finding out that, knowledge is very important. Knowledge is nothing but the previous history of that everything. Each and every point you should have the understanding. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyone else? Dinesh?
So then we have,
हाँ सर
uh,
हेलो सर
Yeah, anyone you can. Yeah, Shilpa.
so like we have to compare for each and every things like disadvantages of the previous methods.
Yeah, you have to compare with each and
What were the
everything.
shortcomings, like shortcomings of the previous methods?
Yeah, outcomes of the previous methods, the
Like what,
methodology of the previous method, the it might be the way the methodology been approached, right? like environmental, I said you the example. If I am doing a testing like microscopic analysis, in a different temperature, the microstructure will change, the polishing of the sample, right? So in different temperature, I will be having a different analysis. So you would be observing few experiments are being controlled in the labs. The temperature also make a important parameter. So everything you need to compare, not only with the outcome of the previous research, but the methodology they have used, the approach they have used, the hypothesis they have considered for carrying out, that is also important. Each and everything you need to compare. Yes, Dinesh.
Ha, sir. Sir, actually, I'm working in pure mathematics, in that especially the abstract algebra. So many times I find difficulty to find their applications. Right now I'm working on theory part. Okay, so I have to define a theory. I have to find some examples which gives the result of that theory, and I have to search the applications of that part. So how I relate these things with actually this table, if I see here, means like what are the experiment and all, because my topic is purely pure mathematics.
Yeah, Dinesh, I understood. You are working on the physiology.
Yes.
Varke ma'am discussed with me 2 days before. So, see, I gave her the idea of identifying the application also. So, say pure mathematics has been done. Like pure mathematics have now finding out a gap in a pure mathematics is very hard, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
you need to concentrate on the application. So like what are the different applications in which the mathematics are being used? As I said you, like idiom, you can search the paper. Many people have used physiology for doing the experiment thing. So in that application, so by using your physiology or any algebra kind of thing, can you make a difference in the experimentation?
Okay.
Might be one of the approach, right? So there are many applications you can discuss in different fields, not only with respect to as I am from mechanical, so normally I give the examples of this. So there are other things like calculation. If a sensor is being formed, right? So you are coding. So what different fuzzy approach can be applied to the sensor for collection of the data? Can be one of the topic, right? Normally they code it. So what can be a different approach in collection of the data using sensors is also one of the thing. In when you go for sensor manufacturing, right, it comes what whether the approach of this algebra can be used for deciding the materials of the different composition, like there are different atomic structures, right? So what might be the percentage of those? What are the different elements you are using? For selecting that, can we apply some fuzzy method, right? There are many applications, so you need to find out that majorly. So, yes, anyone else?
Sir. Satish sir. Satish sir.
Yes, Sonali.
Sir, finding the research paper is more difficult. That only abstract.
No, I will show you. I will show you that as well further. Just we are still in the gaps, right? I will show you from where, what are the different sources from where you can find the thing. So generally, you can, in general terms, if I say you can use SCI Hub for easy downloading. Rest I will show you that part as well.
Okay. And one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Initially, I have decided that we have to develop methods, numerical methods to solve fractional differential equations. But now when I see there are already the work lot of work
been
is there
done. Yeah.
by using B-spline method or spline methods or any finite difference, finite volume. So how we have to
See,
find the
I
gap?
can't, Sonali, I can't explain regarding this. In general, I will explain.
Yes,
So,
yes. In general,
gap,
some work is already done,
yeah, yeah,
and just now, how we have to find the gaps
yeah,
for
I will explain.
the further research.
Yeah. So they would have taken, while solving, they would have taken some assumption, right? So what are the
Yes.
assumptions? What are the limitation they have considered for any research? Because every research will be having its own limitations. So what are the limitation? Based on that also the gaps varies. So not necessary it should have a, it should make a major difference in the society. At least 1% difference is also a gap, right?
Okay.
So see, there is like I generally I'm working in this industry 4.0 sector. There was a reactive maintenance where it is nothing but when the breakdown happens, machine is fully breakdown, we go for the repairing or maintenance of that machine, right? And next coming is the preventive maintenance, which like general example, your servicing, car servicing or bike servicing, that is nothing but a preventive. Third is nothing but the predictive maintenance, right?
Yes.
Industry or industry 4 in industry 4.0 or the government regulation, they never say that we should have the 100% prediction, right? At least 1% prediction will also save you more number of amount, right? More number of money. The economy development for 1% prediction is also more. So it's not necessary that the gap should be very large as well, right? A small gap can make a difference of 1% in the research. So that is also sufficient. So like one objective 1%, if you can difference if you are making, you will be having 3 to 4 objectives. So 4 to 5% of difference in your society you will be making, right?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Aarti.
Sir, while writing your review paper, are you supposed to write down the gap also?
Yes, everything you need to criticize, and you need to give the justification of your critics, your own critics. You need
Okay,
to
sir.
tell
Thank
that this person is not correct. He has not done this, but at the same time, what you need to justify your own critics. Why you are saying that? Only criticizing will never work, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
So, yeah.
sir, as you said, ki we have to justify as well while writing the critic paper. So, will that open our problem statement or the area in which we want to intend in that case?
Yeah, when you
Yes.
criticize, when you try to criticize, few times you will find that your critics will be wrong, right? When you
No,
read a
sir.
paper, no, no, what
I
I'm saying, I understood your question. So, when you criticize others' work, so you will find, right? You need to find the justification as well. So, that justification, what you are giving, might be the future scope of that research.
Yes, sir. But
Yeah.
that review paper may be before our RAC. So, in that case, I mean,
I
is
understood
it
your
okay?
point. Generally, people don't see. You might be seeing many people write the review paper starting, but it never get publishes
Okay.
in the good journal, right? They generally do it for the conference because they write in this way. So you write a critical paper in such a way you for targeting some journal. You go to the
Okay.
journal, you target that journal and write a critical paper there, so that will give you more insight. Publishing before RAC, I think within 1 year you will be having your RAC, right? When
Yes.
you
Yes.
target a journal paper, it will at least take 1.5 years for publishing.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So meanwhile, you will be completing your RSC.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
So whatever you are doing, do it perfectly. So you will be having more chances and more understanding in your RSC. Right? Whatever the critics, if you don't ask question to yourself while criticizing, if you don't criticize and ask the question reverse why you are criticizing, then these questions will arise in your RSC by the external panel members.
Okay, sir.
So when
Hello,
we, yeah.
Sir, I have question. In review article, whether suppose when you write a review article by looking at, different number of papers. So my question is, suppose if you find any gap in that, whatever number of papers we have gone through, so those things, as what I have heard from last 10 minutes, you said that you can write in the review article, but is it worth to report over there some observation which are against this whatever work done?
See, there are format. Is this Sanjay, right? Okay, Sanjay.
Yeah.
There are different formats for different journals, right? So you will not be directly, when you further go, I will be telling, you will not be reporting each and every gap, right? Summarizing your gaps. So you will be writing something, and based on that methodology, you will be summarizing the gap. So that won't make much difference, or don't think that your work will be copied by others, or right?
Okay, got it.
You got the point. You will be summarizing. So the important parameters, like more critical one, like if you are choosing, if x is equal to y plus z, someone would have chosen x as 1, y as 2, and z as 3, right? You might be choosing 1.1 or 1.2, though that parameter need not to be disclosed. You can tell in a general terms, that critics might be in the general terms.
Okay.
Okay. So when going further, right? So the till now whatever we have seen was the major part of the literature review, right? Further we will be seeing what are the different need to use for doing a survey literature review or finding out the papers, right? So first thing is you need to find out the gaps and everything with say it implies the same thing, whatever we have seen till now, it implies the same thing to your context of the thesis as well. So there should be, it should be based on the original one, right? Unintentional duplication should be avoided to gain knowledge, to contribute to the societies, right? Point of the anomalies or the gaps. So coming to how to find out the papers is one of the major question which many people tell before. If you go out for 10 years before, right, when doing PhD was a little bit tougher. So at that time, why it was tougher? Because finding out the literature was one of the major drawback there. So now we are having we are in the digital world, so many things are easily accessible. So you should have the knowledge how to access each and everything such that it will help you. First, different sources when we go with. So one is the open access, right? So many journals will be having open access journals. There are journals been classified open access, yeah, or subscription based. They charge for the article processing charge, they charge it with the authors, and they give it as a open access, right? So those papers will be easily available. You can find out that. Second is the Indian government or MHRD, like you can say it as education ministry, right? They have done with the indigest agreement, they say it as, long before they have done it for indigest. So any resources, many papers will be all the papers will be accessible right? For all the government organizations like IITs, NITs, they have this Indigest. They come under Indigest agreement. Here IIT Delhi, I have mentioned, it was the first institute which was initiated this one via IIT Delhi. So you can have some contacts with them, like friends over IITs and all. You can any paper which is not been downloaded, so you can get it downloaded from there. Third one is your own library subscription, whatever your college is having. So your own library subscription, every universities and everything will be having their own library subscription by which you can download the papers. For that, why you will be having your own library subscription? There are some regulations by the government, like accreditations institutions, you can say it as accreditation bodies like NAC and NBA. So these are the minimum subscription you need to have if you are working in engineering. These are the minimum subscription you need to follow if you are working in our management, if it is a MBA college. So those things will be there. So those are the library subscription. You need to have a login. I will just log into the page and show you what are the subscriptions available. Right, you need to have the knowledge of that subscription, and then you can download it easily. Right. Fourth is nothing but the peer sharing sources. Like there are different peer sharing sources like ResearchGate. Everyone use a Facebook or a Instagram, I think. Right. Similarly, for researchers, we have there are different platforms available like Academia and the ResearchGate, in which you can get in contact with, you can follow that researcher, what research is doing with, what are the advantages of that. Right. So just I will share the screen. So see, is it visible? The Chrome is visible? Can anyone tell?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a ResearchGate profile. So I am having my own ResearchGate. I can, like, it's just like a Facebook or a social site. So for the researcher, here I am uploading my all the researches, right? All the papers published here. I am uploading it and giving the, right, based on the, see here you can see this, I am having a full text available. So it is fully available to everyone. I have stored it as a private text as well. So based on what type of journal you have published, or what are their conditions, like you should store it privately, you should store it openly. Based on those, I have stored it, right? So here you can follow whatever, like I can search like people working in drilling or machining if I search. Right, these are the different followers. You can get it, word of machining or different things. So I follow a few of them. I will show you. See, these are the I have cited as well. You will get it, the papers you have cited, right? So this researcher I am following. So if I want some paper, I will just request. I will go here. I will show you. So this is a open access. So he has given it for fully available, right? So if you go with some other one, KK. If the full text is not available also, you can request. You will get a button here automatically. So you can request that author. So they send it as a personal message in this ResearchGate itself. So you will be having that kind of thing. Right, here we can have a projects also. You can create a project. The idea of creating the project is nothing but, so it will be showing you the system itself will be showing you what based on your project what work is being going on outside. So here there might be some projects, article, chapter, everything you can have it. So I'm working in few projects like hard machining, right, composite, as well as the digital twin. I have created this project, so I can go on adding my papers here as well. And based on these, if you create in your profile, so related papers, recently published paper, you will be getting on your overview button. In the home button, you will be getting different types. They will be suggesting you, like I have created the digital twin, so here you can see I can have the digital twin access, right? So those papers will be shown to me. So, and there are many things that you can go do with these types, like academia is one more option. So you can go through and create the first, try to create this account which is easily available. And other than this, science hub is, SAI hub is one of the thing, and everyone know how to log into their SIU library account, I think, right? So you can go to SIU library page here. So I am having my own login credentials. If I log in, you will be getting this type of this one. If you are not having your library access, contact. I think some noise is there. Can you mute anyone? Okay. So this page will be available here. You can see what are the databases which engineering is having, right? So you can email them if you want something. You can email, or based on this email you can log in to that. So Abesco is there, Vidya is there, ASM, IEEE Access is there, right? ASTM Digital Library is there, Science Directory Engineering is there, as well as these are with the these databases are with the librarian, so you can email them, so they will send you the things. So currently subscribed, like SIU all institute, you can see here they have mentioned username and password. So Web of Science, if I click the Web of Science, I can log in via institution. Via there you have to log in. So I have my own login there based on the here also I can have the access, right, for different types of literature review, bibliometric. So when you go with this, you will be having the different kind of option for searching, right? When you go directly to the Scopus, you will not be finding, right? So this Turnitin, I think they will not be giving to the students, they will be giving to the only to the guides. So you can get it done by your research supervisor. So there are different links available here, different whatever the things. McGrill is there, right? So if it is a open access, so they have given the password as well. So use these passwords for logging in, or else it will be mentioned it as an individual credential base. By using here, by using this link, you need to log in, then only you will be having the full access there, whatever the access available with us, right? So everyone understood how to go with our login credentials?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now coming back, is the PPT visible? Now coming back, first thing is you have your go through the subscription of our library, what all is available, and what you need to do those things. Second is go for the ResearchGate options, and have your get your own profile. Try to search the authors who are been cited most, right? So that we will be seeing in the bibliometric also, how to find out the authors in your area as well. I will be teaching you how to do a bibliometric analysis further in the literature review. So at that time I will be showing you how to find out the highly cited papers, and those things you will be getting know, and what are the journals in your area, right? So those things you will be seeing. So these sources normally been divided into primary and secondary sources. Primary sources, periodical research report, conference proceeding, right? Official publications. Official publications are nothing but like few of the industries, they have their own publication, right? They don't give it for outside. So those are the official publications, right? Standards, thesis and dissertations which are being done. So these comes under the primary sources, and secondary sources, completion of work like reviews or some articles, reference books or handbooks, textbooks, monographies, indexing and abstracting services which they provide. These comes under the secondary sources. Before going that, we need to have a clear understanding of few terminologies which are normally being used in the literature review. First is ISBN, right? Sorry. First one is nothing but the ISBN. So ISBN is nothing but the international standard book number, right? It is commonly given to every book which is being published, right? Without ISBN number, if a book is being published, it's of no use. So it is having no standard. So there are some few standards for publishing the books. If you follow that, then only the ISBN number will be given. It is normally a numerical commercial book identifier, you can say it as, right? So it's normally been. Second is nothing but the ISSN. So ISSN is nothing but the International Standard Series number. So it is normally a 8-digit serial number, ISSN, for ISSN is normally been given to the journals which you will be finding out. So we will be seeing few examples as well when we do the bibliometric. What are different ISSN of the different journals, right? By which you can easily find out whether the journal is being indexed in Scopus, Web of Science, or what type of indexing it is having. Right, many of the fake thing will be doing on, but by ISSN, the exact information of that journal, the present status of that journal will be known to you. Third is the DOI. DOI is nothing but the Digital Object Identifier. Digital Object Identifier is a online for every paper. There will be a DOI given by the journals, right? So journals will be giving you a DOI for different identification of for the identification of your own paper. Next is nothing but the UDC, Universal Decimal Classification, is a bibliographic and library classification, right? It's representing the schematic arrangements of all the branches and the human knowledge. It is also been generally given to the books, normally been given to different types of books. UDC or ISBN will be for the book, and DOI will be for the paper. ISSN will be for the journal, right? Fifth and sixth are nothing but the bibliometric, the formats, RIS format, Research Information Services, as well as the BibTeX format for the bibliometric information. Next, you should have the awareness of what do you mean by the impact factor. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by impact factor? Hello.
Number of citations per year.
Okay. Anyone else?
Average number of citations per 2 years or 3 years.
Okay. So yeah, impact factor is nothing but the it is normally journal impact factor. So the word is impact factor. It is normally been given for the journal, right? It is based on the schemometric index that reflects yearly average number of citations of that article published in last in that journal, in that context, in that the journal context, whatever. So the average number of the citation of the journal, based on that the journal impact factor is being found out, right? That you will be seeing 1.2 impact factor, 1.3 impact factor you will be seeing of the different journals, those it says. Next, coming to the citation index. A citation index is a kind of bibliographic index, an index of citation between the publications allowing the user and the user, right? It was first found in 12th century in some literature like Hebrew, I think the word I exactly don't remember, but so based on that the citation index, there were different types of citation index before. Now citation index, majorly citation index servicing are like Web of Science now, as well as that also been named as a Thomson router, and Scopus, which is being done by the Elsevier. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by H index? Now coming to the H index is an author level matrix, right? Till now we have
H-index.
Yeah.
H-index, 10 H-index means one particular paper has been cited by 10 times. Is it correct?
Yeah. So first we have seen the journal impact factor, which is directly related to the journal. Second is the citation, which is like Scopus and Web of Science. Third, coming to the H index, which is related directly to only to the paper or to the author, you can say. Author level matrix, we normally say it as, that measures both the productivity and citation impact of the publication of any paper. Based on that, the H index of any author will be given out. So Google Scholar, when you go to Google Scholar, you will be having that H index. Based on the average, they will be finding out the some calculation, they will be finding out the H index of individual author, right? Coming to strategies of research, there are different types of strategies like keyword research, backward chronological research, as well as the forward chronological research. Keyword research is nothing but schematically manual research, which normally been done using the knowledge you are having in that area. So what type of keywords normally been used? You need to identify. That can be done using the knowledge which you are having in that area. So if you have the knowledge, then only you can identify the keyword, or else it's of no use. Then coming to the backward chronological research search. Backward chronological is nothing but the back reference method. So you are downloading a paper, right? You are downloading some paper. So after downloading that paper, if you go on, they will be using some reference, right? Then going with that reference and downloading those references, reference papers, and having a study is backward chronological search. When you go with the forward chronological search, is like finding out the paper in your area which is cited to the maximum. Like 100 citations if I take is the maximum in that area, so 100. Then going on with citation, like who has cited this paper, who all have cited this paper, and what are those papers, comes under the citation based or the forward chronological search, right? As I told you, identifying backward is nothing but the identifying the latest research article. Based on that, going with the backward thing, to extend it to the backward and find out what types of references they have used, and again going out back, like it's normally called as a tree branch in a reverse order. Forward is nothing but identify the citation classic in your area, looking which paper has the maximum citations, like 5 to 6 papers will be there which will be cited, and based on that you will be going out. It is nothing but the tree forward type of thing. All right. So normally citation index you will be finding out coming to like Thomson router, Web of Science is one of the citation information, right? SCI Finder, Scopus, right? SCI citation. there you will be finding out different types of citation indexes, which normally these are, or in the simple terms, these are the evaluators like NBA and NAC, which gives the citation to different journals, you can say it as, right? So what are the like major publishers? Elsewhere, Springer, Taylor, Francis. These are the three major publishers, you say it as. Other than this, based on the different types of articles, or based on the different types of research you are working with, like if it is a nature oriented, nature publications, mainly publication, Inter Science are there, Emerald are there, based on its defined, right? IOP is there, like Institute of Physics. So those themes, they are the different publication. But normally these three are the well known, and I think these three you might be knowing, Elsewhere, Springer and Taylor's for are the major, and there are many more, right? So online access, as I told you, Science Directory and the Springer link we will be getting up, right? So in the next class, there are few now coming out. So we have seen in the last class what is a literature review. Next, how to find out a gap from the literature review. And after that, how to find out the different papers, right? That we have seen. Now next will be we will be seeing how to use the different references manager to limitize or to load on your what you say it as burden, right? So there are different types of reference managers available. Japfree is there, EndNote, right? ProCite, Mendeley, as well as Zotero. So normally I will be teaching you how to use the Mendeley, because it's a Elsewhere product, right? So it is a Elsewhere product. It is normally been used so easily. It is having the option for the web access, like Grammarly, you say it as Grammarly or any. So for that it is having the access for the web as well as the app, right? As well as the account based cloud based services are also been available. So you can use it anywhere. Storing your literatures, you are downloading some papers, storing in your local system. Then again, if you go to your guide, you might not be able to find out that paper. So to avoid that, you need to use a reference manager for that. So that we will be seeing in the further classes, how to do the reference literature survey using the different reference manager. Anyone is having any doubts? Any points? If you are having any confusion, if you tell me, I can repeat it for you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, those ISSN and ISBN numbers, are those the indications of a reputed journal?
See, those are not the indications for a reputed journal. Those are the minimum standards which a journal should have.
Can we say those journals are the UGC approved journals?
So don't go with that UGC concept. I will tell you how to, while doing the bibliometric analysis, how to use this ISSN or ISBN number. I can show it now itself.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Don't have that concept of UGC approved, because Symbiosis is ahead of those things, right? We never accept those. Like UGC approved also, there are so many paid journals, so that won't be allowed in Symbiosis. There are some rules and regulations which you need to contact your guide, so for understanding, better understanding of that. So when you go directly to a Scopus, is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Say, whether to find out, simple terms, whether to find out your journal is whatever the journal you are finding out, whether it is a Scopus index or not a Scopus index. So when you directly go, you have seen the account via Symbiosis, right? So when you go normal to normal login, you will be finding this tab. So everyone can check, right? Here you can see the dashboard. So the advanced search, whatever the options were there, is not visible here. Understood? So here I can do the author search or the ISSN search, right? So different sources I can search it based on that the area. Just a minute. Yeah. See here you can get the option ISSN, right? Who asked the question? Aarti? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, tell me any journal in your area. What is your area?
Sir, composite structures, analysis of composite structures.
Composite structure, if I take journals, right? See, this is a elsewhere journal, right? Elsewhere, not necessary all the elsewhere journals are Scopus index, right? So here you can see the site score and the impact factor of that journal. So here the ISSN is given, right?
Yes.
So this ISSN I can check in the Scopus before finding before submitting anything. So I am getting that Scopus search. Right, this journal is available, so it means that it's a Scopus, right?
Yes.
Here also they mention whether it is a Scopus abstracting or indexing. You can just check it out. So at that time you will be seeing here, see it's a Scopus as well as SCI index. So Web of Science search also you can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Directly go with either these two of the search engines and search via right the ISSN. See here directly it has given search journal or ISSN or title word, right? So if you type the paste the journal, so it will show you. See, it's a science citation expanded, right? It's a composite structure. So in this way, you need to search your journal whether by the help of this ISSN is that whether the journal is a ISSN. If you are having the ISSN, by using the ISSN, you can find the information of that journal. It is not the indication that the journal is having ISSN, so it's a reputed journal or what. Right, it's a number like a unique identity of anything a journal has, by which you can search the information on any indexing services.
Right. Thank you.
Right, so don't go with these UGC approved or those journals. You directly search either a Scopus journal or a Web of Science, at least both of Scopus at least, and Web of Science will be the always been preferred. So you search in this way before submitting any paper to any journal.
Right.
Yes, anyone else?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Sir, you talked about back reference model and forward reference model. So can you please tell us which one is mostly preferable one?
Both are preferable. Few times we can't say it as like few times papers will not be available, as someone asked me, right? Easily not available. By at that time you need to go with the back reference method, right? If you are doing you are in a initial stage, you go with the forward method. In advanced stages, at the end you will having less time. At that time you can prefer a backward thing also. So when we do this bibliometric analysis, both the things I will be explaining you how it is useful.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Analysis for class for the same. So at that time.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I have one question. you talk about the impact factor, journal impact factor. So where we can find this and how it will impact to search the paper.
Hello.
Hello, I'm audible.
There is too much of sound.
Sound from my side. Now it's better, sir.
No. Yeah. Tell me what actually.
My question is related to impact factor.
Yeah.
So where we can find this impact factor in a particular paper or journal.
See, whatever the ISSN search you have seen, by clicking the ISSN search, you will having the information in the Scopus. What is the impact factor in the Web of Science? You will what is the impact factor, as well as normally when you go with the reputed journal, they mention the same thing on their journal site as well. Yeah. Mainly you see with the indexing kind of thing, as well as what type of Q1, Q2, Q3 descriptions will be there. So what type of description it is, like a quartile 1 or quartile 2 type of journal, right? Based on that the impact factor and Q1, Q2 differentiations is made, which is normally been available in the indexing. Like when you go with the ISSN search, you will be getting all the things there.
And is there any criteria to see the based on the impact factor the search paper?
Nothing like that. High impact factor is always preferable.
Okay.
When you, it's like a thing like when you search a job, you search if you for a less salary, you go for a less salary or a high salary.
Definitely high.
So it's similar way. So when you publish a paper, if you target for a high impact factor, it's always preferable. Visibility of that journal will be more. That's all. So based on which your you will be recognized, right? High impact factor papers.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any doubts? Okay. I think I have covered maximum things today. So based on
Sir,
these, yeah.
So this is not related to the topic, a general query. So can we have the copy of syllabus?
Yeah, I have uploaded in the Teams. Go and check in the Teams.
Okay, sir. I will,
Just
but I think I have not got it, but I will
no,
check
in
that
the
once more.
in the
That is
Teams.
the coursework allotment. Is it the same thing as syllabus?
It's the same thing as syllabus. Syllabus copy also I will upload. I think I forgot that. So I will upload that as well. There is no.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank
By
you.
end of the day, you will be having that. The
Yes,
same
sir.
thing, whatever the coursework allotment for faculties we have done it. There is some sound.
Yeah.
So the same thing is nothing but the syllabus. So
Okay,
whatever
sir.
the three, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So what I was telling, we have completed till how to search the papers, right? What are the different terminologies being used, and what is a literature review? Based on which, I think in the next session I am having more. I have kept more gap for my sessions. Like after next week, I think I might not be having the class. After that, I will be having in the third week. So till that you are having time to search the papers in your area. So find out what difficulties you are having, right? You can generally, if you there are some papers which are not downloadable or something, so you can just email to SIU library. They will help you in that as well, right? So if they are having, the librarians will be having their own contact contacts, like by different library they will get it downloaded, so you can tell them. So at least a normal gap you try to identify everyone, such that in the next class first we will we will have a discussion for around 15 to 20 minutes on different types of gaps, right, and what are the strategies you used to identify that gap. So try to identify the gap. Then further we will be seeing with the reference manager. I will be sending you the link of the Mendeley. So try to install that in your system, Mendeley software, or you can find it in this as well. So we will be looking at how to use the Mendeley software and how it will be using, and what are the different referencing styles that you need to follow, and which how Mendeley helps you in easing your work. That we will be seeing in the next lecture. Okay, any doubts?
Sir, can you please upload your PPT?
Yeah, I will upload once everything is done.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, once everything is done at a time I will upload, so there is no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All the videos are accessible, whatever the videos